thing. In the world of competitive shooting, precision is everything. The gear, the training, the mindset, it all has to be perfect. So when a young woman named Anya walked onto the range for the annual long-range championship, she immediately drew stares. But not for the reasons you might think. It wasn't her quiet confidence or her focused gaze. It was her rifle, taped together, scarred, and looking like it had been pulled from a forgotten corner of history. It was a far cry from the sleek, state-of-the-art equipment her competitors were brandishing. The whispers started almost immediately. Muffled chuckles and condescending glances followed her as she sat up at her station. "Is that a joke?" one shooter muttered to his friend. "Shit, going to use that relic." Another competitor, a seasoned champion known for his arrogant demeanor, openly scoffed. "Someone should tell her this isn't a museum exhibit. She's just wasting a spot on the line." Anya heard them. Every word was like a tiny pebble hitting her armor of concentration. But she didn't react. She simply closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and focused on the task ahead. She wasn't here to impress them with her gear. She was here to shoot. Det. The competition began with standard distances, 500 yards, then 800, then 1,000. At each stage, Anya performed flawlessly. Her old rifle, despite its appearance, sent each round exactly where she intended. The hushed laughter from the crowd slowly turned into murmurs of confusion, then grudging respect. The other shooters, with their $1,000 scopes and custom-built rifles, were struggling with the shifting winds. Yet, Anya seemed to be in perfect harmony with the elements. She wasn't just shooting. She was conducting a symphony of ballistics and instinct. Her father, a former marksman himself, had taught her everything he knew. "It's not the rifle, Anya," he'd always say. "It's the heart and soul of the shooter behind it." Finally, the ultimate challenge was announced. The 2,000-yard shot. This distance was legendary, a true test of skill that separated the great from the legendary. It was so difficult that most competitors didn't even attempt it. The target was a tiny speck, barely visible even with powerful optics. The vegan champion, who had mocked her earlier, stepped up first. He fired 3 shots. All of them missed, kicking up dust far from the target. He cursed and stormed off the line, blaming the wind, the sun, anything but his own ability. Then, it was Anya's turn. Silence fell over the range. All eyes were on the girl with the broken rifle. She calmly loaded a single round, settled into her position, and took a slow, steady breath. Time seemed to stop. She squeezed the trigger. A moment later, a faint ping echoed back from the distance. A perfect hit! The crowd gasped. But Anya wasn't done. She loaded another round. Ping! Another hit. And another. And another. One by one, she sent 10 rounds downrange, and one by one, they found their mark. 10 consecutive hits on a 2,000-yard target. It was a feat no one had ever witnessed before. The mockery had vanished, replaced by sheer, dumbfounded awe. The shooters who had laughed at her now stood in stunned silence. Their expensive gear feeling heavy and useless in their hands. Anya packed up her old taped-up rifle, a small, knowing smile on her face. She hadn't needed the best equipment. She had her father's lessons, her unwavering focus, and a heart full of determination. That day, she taught everyone a powerful lesson. True skill isn't bought, it's built. It doesn't come from the shine of your gear, but from the fire within. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.